The Golden Bachelorette, cold feet. Signs Chock Chapple's not sure about marrying Joan Vassos. Will she ever be his wife? December 17, 2024. Hello, Bachelor Nation news fans. Welcome back to the channel. Chock Chapple proposed to Joan Vassos at the end of The Golden Bachelorette, and she said yes, but are there signs he may be getting cold feet? 60-year-old Chock was one of the 24 single golden men who traveled to the iconic Bachelor mansion to date 61-year-old Joan. She had already been on a Bachelor franchise show, as she had been a contestant in The Golden Bachelor Season 1. When things didn't work out between her and Jerry Turner, she was cast as the spin-off's first female lead. The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 premiered with Joan greeting her men and meeting Chock for the first time. Although he didn't receive her first impression rose, he did win her first solo date. After spending a romantic day at Disneyland, the couple seemed destined to end up together. In the end, Joan gave Chock her final rose, and the two got engaged. Chock won't move for Joan. Before joining the cast of The Golden Bachelor and The Golden Bachelorette, Joan lived in Maryland, where she worked as a private school administrator. For his part, Chock lived in Kansas, where the insurance executive owns his own business. Chock may love Joan, but if he's not willing to move to be with her, the relationship may not work. Joan could move too, but she's reluctant to leave her family and career. Geographical realities may keep Joan and Chock from ever walking down the aisle. Chock previously had a very long engagement. Chock had been in several serious relationships before joining the cast of The Golden Bachelorette. After his 12-year marriage to Heather Chapple ended in divorce, Chock met Catherine Gorey, and the two fell in love. They'd been engaged for 9 years before Catherine took ill and passed away in 2022. Since Chock and Catherine had been engaged for 9 years, this could mean Chock's divorce made him gun-shy about getting married again. Their cooking video offered some relationship insight. Since The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, Joan and Chock have been together constantly, and it may be getting to them. Joan recently posted an Instagram video of her and Chock cooking together. During the cute cooking tutorial, Chock goes to cut slits in the large piece of meat, and Joan snaps at him about how to do it. After bickering briefly about garlic placement, Joan wins the argument and gets her way. Chock appears happy in the relationship, but he may get cold feet if the bickering continues. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about love stories in The Golden Bachelorette, Chock Chapple and Joan Vassos. Although the season concluded with Chock proposing to Joan and her saying yes, recent signs suggest Chock might be having second thoughts about tying the knot. Could Joan Vassos end up without a husband after all? Let's take a closer look at the couple's journey and analyze the red flags that might indicate Chock's hesitation about marriage. From the Bachelor mansion to a proposal, 60-year-old Chock Chapple was one of the 24 single golden men who arrived at the iconic Bachelor mansion to compete for Joan Vassos' heart. Joan, 61, had already captured the audience's attention as a contestant on The Golden Bachelor Season 1. When things didn't work out between her and Jerry Turner, Joan took the lead in the spin-off as the first ever female Golden Bachelorette. The season began with Joan greeting her hopeful suitors. Although Chock didn't receive her first impression rose, he stood out almost immediately. During the show's first solo date, Joan and Chock spent a magical day at Disneyland, where sparks flew between them. From that point on, it seemed like Chock was destined to win Joan's heart. By the finale, Joan gave him her final rose, and Chock proposed. However, the post-show fairy tale might not be as rosy as it appeared on TV. Sign number 1. Chock won't move for Joan. Long-distance relationships are challenging at any age, and they're especially tricky for couples in their golden years who have well-established lives. Joan lives in Maryland, where she works as a private school administrator and has deep ties to her family and community. Meanwhile, Chock resides in Kansas, where he owns a successful insurance business. Significant roadblocks to their relationship appears to be their unwillingness to relocate for each other. Sources close to the couple have revealed that Joan is hesitant to leave her family and career, while Chock has shown no interest in uprooting his life in Kansas. During interviews, both have danced around the topic, but fans have picked up on their reluctance to compromise. Geographical distance could prevent them from ever making it down the aisle. While Joan might consider moving for the right reasons, her resistance suggests she's waiting for Chock to make the first move. If neither of them is willing to budge, how can they build a future together? Sign number 2. Chock's long engagement history. Chock's romantic history might provide insight into his hesitation about marriage. After a 12-year marriage to Heather Chapple ended in divorce, Chock entered another serious relationship with Catherine Gorey. The couple got engaged, but their engagement lasted 9 years without ever progressing to a wedding. Tragically, Catherine passed away in 2022 after a prolonged illness, leaving Chock heartbroken. While Chock has spoken lovingly about his late fiancée, his decade-long engagement suggests he might be cautious about taking the final step into marriage. Divorce can leave emotional scars, and Chock's reluctance to remarry after such a long engagement could be a lingering effect of his past experiences. Some fans speculate that Chock's proposal to Joan was influenced by the high-stakes nature of the show, rather than a genuine readiness to marry. Was it pressure from the cameras and the franchise's narrative that led him to pop the question? Sign number 3. Tension during their cooking video. Since the Golden Bachelorette finale, Joan and Chock have spent significant time together, and their dynamic has been on full display for fans. Joan recently posted an Instagram video of the two cooking a meal together. While the video was meant to showcase their chemistry and teamwork, it offered a glimpse into some underlying tension. During the video, Chock was tasked with cutting slits into a large piece of meat. Joan quickly stepped in, criticizing his technique and instructing him on how to do it properly. The two bickered about the placement of garlic cloves, with Joan ultimately winning the argument. Although the exchange was lighthearted on the surface, some fans noted that Chock appeared mildly frustrated by Joan's persistence. The video sparked discussions online, with fans debating whether the couple's banter was playful or indicative of deeper compatibility issues. Could this pattern of bickering become a larger problem in their relationship? Sign number 4. Chock's focus on independence. Throughout the season, Chock emphasized his love for his independence. As a successful businessman, he's used to calling the shots in his professional and personal life. Some fans worry that Chock's fiercely independent nature might clash with the compromises required for marriage. In a recent interview, Chock spoke about the importance of maintaining his hobbies, friendships, and personal space. While there's nothing wrong with valuing independence, his comments left some fans wondering if he's fully prepared for the commitment and sacrifices that come with marriage. Fan reactions to cold feet speculation. The Bachelor Nation fanbase is never short on opinions, and speculation about Chock's cold feet has ignited passionate discussions online. Reddit threads and Instagram comments are filled with mixed reactions. Supporters of Chock. Some fans believe Chock is simply being cautious and that his hesitancy is understandable given his past experiences. One commenter wrote, "Chock has been through a lot. He's taking his time, and that's okay. Joan needs to be patient." Team Joan. Others feel Joan deserves someone who is all in and ready to commit. A Reddit user pointed out, if Chock can't move for Joan or set a wedding date, then maybe he's not the right guy for her. What's next for Joan and Chock? While there are signs of hesitation on Chock's part, it's important to remember that relationships take time and effort. Both Joan and Chock are navigating new territory, and their journey is far from over. Fans will be watching closely as the couple continues to share updates on their life together. Will Chock overcome his doubts and fully commit to Joan? Or will the pressures of distance, past trauma, and their differing personalities ultimately drive them apart? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Bachelor Nation will be there every step of the way to dissect every moment. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all the latest Bachelor Nation news. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Chock and Joan will make it to the altar? Or is this relationship destined to fizzle out? We'd love to hear your thoughts.